Hour number 2 here on a Thursday. Chris Brown, Steve Tasker with you. One Bills Live is the program of choice. And happy to have with us now NFL on CBS play-by-play announcer Jim Nantz on the show, who you can catch alongside Tony Romo and Tracy Wolfson as the Bills take on the Jets this Sunday on the NFL on CBS. 4:25 kickoff. And Jim, I don't know about you, but we're kind of wondering just what the heck we're going to see here. We've got a 5-5 Bills team where you just don't know what you're going to get these days, but hopeful with the coordinator change going to Joe Brady that something will change for the better here.
Well, I know there are a lot of people right now that want to give up on the season, and it's ridiculously early to be doing anything silly like that. Teams often rebound from what looks like a mediocre record at about this point in the season and end up doing something pretty great on the other end of it. Just take the Bills a few years ago. They were 7-6 and made a deep run that could have even been deeper, as we know, back in 21. So I know this is not the way anyone saw this season going. I mean, it's been bumpy ever since week 1 against the Jets, but I still, hey, listen, this was my Super Bowl pick out of the AFC before the season started, and that's not – it's crazy to be talking something like that right now for a team that's 10th in the conference. But I certainly wouldn't be giving up on anything yet.
Yeah, this team seems to have just greatness bubbling under the surface. We can't get to emerge out of this, this bubbling cauldron of mediocrity. That they really seem like they've got talent to win. They got playmakers. They turn the ball over so much that it's hard to overcome that. And, of course, with the defensive injuries, time of possession has been against them as well because of all the turnovers. It just seems maybe an offensive coordinator change is the elixir that will just unlock some of what we have seen them do in the past.
Well, I think there's always going to be a good chance of an immediate bump. There'll be something new and inspired that people will relate to. You got a stretch coming up here that after the Jets, you're talking a game at Philadelphia, which we'll be calling. You got a bye week then to get some deeper dive into self-evaluation of what you guys have done at that point. You come out, you go to Kansas City. We're going to be there for that one too, by the way. So those next 3 games, Tony, Tracy, and I will be calling those. But, yeah, this is a vital stretch right here. And I do think there'll be something positive, Steve, come out of the immediate change. Not saying that this is all on Dorsey in any capacity, but just sometimes when a move is made, there's an immediate bump up in play and energy, and I expect that might be the case this week.
Jim, when you sit down with Josh later this week, what are you hoping to pull from him just in terms of where things sit with the current state of the Bills?
Well, Chris, as you know, there's not a quarterback in a league that's more honest and open and candid about his own shortcomings when he makes a mistake than Josh Allen is. And when I talk to him later this week, that will actually be in about 8 minutes from right now. we're visiting with him by Zoom today. So we're actually just minutes away, but I'm looking forward to having a chat. I kind of can feel right now, already having read all the quotes and seen all the press conferences since Monday night, I kind of know the way he's going to approach this. He doesn't hold back. He's not trying to give you cliched answers, and he takes a lot of the blame. So, Josh Allen, look, I heard it again. I hate to say it. I heard it out of our own studio the other day. One of our anchors said that the window is closing on Buffalo. Now, I don't think that was meant as again, this was 24 hours before the game against Denver. I don't think they were making a statement about this season. I think they were taking a long-term view of it. And I just find that thinking to be so short-sighted. When you got a quarterback that's in his 6th year, if he were to come out in the draft this year, he would easily be the first overall pick. You'd love to still build a franchise and start over again with Josh Allen. So I don't know anything about the window is closing. Maybe this season's getting a little bit heavily concerning right now, especially with the conference record, 5 losses in the conference, if you have to get down to tiebreakers in the end. But look, you got a franchise player there that man, if I was starting a team, I would be very, very happy to be starting with number 17 right now and have another good 10 years at least.
Well, it is good. I'm glad to find out you're going to do this Jet game here this weekend on 4:25 Sunday afternoon. Then you're going to do the Philly game again at 4:25, and then the Chiefs game after the bye. I'll say this: if it all goes belly up, Jim, I'll make you a promise. No matter how badly it goes, I won't blame you. Okay?
You know what? That's not the way it is in every city.
I know.
Minnesota. Before we had a Vikings game in early October against Kansas City, it was all in the local papers, the Star Tribune, the St. Paul papers, about the fact that the Vikings had not won a game that I had called in over 10 years, like I had anything to do with it. Not that I see the Vikings that often to begin with, because we're on the AFC side of the packages. But then somebody even went so far as to point out the last Vikings game I called that they won was in London at Wembley Stadium. So then he went back to my last win on American soil.
Wow.
And that even went a couple of years before that. So thank you. I don't like being blamed. I'm just trying to call it down the middle and, just internally rooting for people that I really like and believe in, who I think have integrity. And I can't say it enough, though. I love coming to Buffalo. I have a lot of things I really admire about this team and your city. And you know how I feel about that. So I'm not just laying it out there for some easy, gratification here. I think an awful lot of Buffalo, this team, and the people behind it, and the city itself.
All right, Jim, we got to let you jump because we know you got to talk to Josh. But thanks for giving us a few minutes. We look forward to seeing you up here on Sunday.
Hey, Chris, we just make Josh wait. What's the big hurry?
I'm not going to be on the hook for that, Jim. No way.
Thanks,
no
guys.
way. Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate you.
All right.
Travel safe.